Hi guys, this is Zach from Watches on You, and today I'm taking a look at the Rolex GMT-Master II in Everose Gold, or as it's commonly known, the Root Beer. So we have previously reviewed the two-tone version of this timepiece, but this is the solid Everose Gold version, and this is what everyone denotes as the Rolex Root Beer due to the brown bezel. So Rolex recently released this at Baselworld, and this was just made to kind of be a reissue of the original Root Beer timepiece, which has become so popular just because of its unique styling, and so they decided to reissue that timepiece. Now they reissued it with a steel Pepsi, as many people know, but then this is the full solid gold Root Beer. So this watch, in addition to being the new kind of styling, it does also have the new Rolex Movement. So it's got a 70-hour power reserve in this timepiece, which is absolutely fantastic. I love to see that's about a 3-day power reserve, which is fantastic. And you can see on this timepiece, it also has, going back to the dial, you can see that it has gold indexes and gold all Everose gold hands, and then they even write the GMT-Master II on the dial in Everose gold coloration, which I really like because it really matches the overall color scheme. And then you can also see in the bezel, you can see that is inlaid. The indexes are Everose gold as well, inlaid in the ceramic bezel insert, which is just a very cool element to this timepiece as well. And then the main bezel is, of course, going to be more Everose gold. So this watch, the bezel on this timepiece rotates every half hour, or every 2.5 minutes if you want to go by the minute track, but being it's a GMT, it's really made to be going every hour because this is in a 2-hour scale. But if you're looking at the indexes, half hour. So just whatever you would like to denote it as, it's a 24-click bezel is basically what this is. So that allows you to set it to any time zone around the world. And because you have a rotating bezel and a GMT hand, you then actually have the ability to be tracking 2 different time zones instead of just a singular time zone if it were to just have a GMT hand. And those, when I say 2 time zones, I mean apart from the main time. So there's actually 3 time zones going on in total if you set the bezel as well and keep track of that. So that is why this actually has the rotating bezel, and that adds more functionality than, say, the Explorer 2, which is a GMT as well, but it does not have the rotating bezel functionality. So now let's move on to the wrist shot. So on the wrist, this thing is absolutely, it's massive in the sense of its weight. It's 40 millimeters like all the Rolex professional models, so the sizing isn't any different, and I really love the 40 millimeter size, but the weight of this timepiece, because it's all solid Everose gold, is just immense. It feels fantastic on the wrist. You feel like you could lift weights with it. I really love the feeling of solid gold Rolexes on the wrist. There's really nothing better than just having that super heavy gold weight. You can also see that the bracelet here shines absolutely beautifully as it has the polished center link, which just glistens in the light, and then the brushing also just looks fantastic, and you can see the polishing is carried through the clasp. The clasp on this is the classic Rolex professional clasp, except as you can tell, it's done in solid gold. You can see it's all polished, solid bar clasp, extremely high quality. This does have the Rolex Easy Link functionality, not the glide lock like the Submariner, but it has an Easy Link, which just allows you to get a half link of extra length by popping it in and out. And I actually have a Rolex Explorer 1 with the Easy Link, and it's an extremely useful feature, and I'll find myself throughout the day adjusting it in and out just based on kind of how your wrist size can kind of get larger or smaller throughout the day. So this watch is available here at JB Hudson Jewelers. They lent us this timepiece for the purposes of this review for a price of $36,200. Which is actually below the original retail price of this timepiece, as the original true brand new retail price is $36,750. So that being that this is a brand new, recently released Rolex model, and you can tell this one has really no imperfections in it actually whatsoever, I think that that price is fairly is warranted just because the high demand for this timepiece. If you walk into a room with this piece too, everyone's going to notice. It's a solid gold Rolex after all. You can't really walk anywhere without anyone noticing that you're wearing this timepiece just because of how blingy they tend to be. But I also do like the fact that it's a reissue of the Root Beer. I personally kind of like the Root Beer design. There's not many other watches out there that have the same styling. So I really like that Rolex reintroduced this Root Beer. And at that price, I mean, the weight of gold in this and everything, and it does have the new upgraded movement in-house, of course, Rolex Movement. It's actually the 3285. I didn't mention the reference of the movement before. I think that this price isn't too bad at all. So thank you guys for watching this video. Remember to like, subscribe, and share. Thank you.